This is kind of a watch that never really happened. It did, but it didn't.
This is ridiculous.
Bro, it is.
I don't, dude, what did I buy? This car is dancing.
You know what's never gonna happen in this dome? A Super Bowl win for the Cowboys.
We need some help, specifically Marco. He needs an administrative assistant. The guy's crazy busy. He's constantly traveling to IWJG, closing deals, making content. So if you're interested in that position, you can email me at careers@grandcaliber.com or visit our LinkedIn page and you can apply there as well. With this position, you'll be learning the ins and outs of the business and also doing administrative tasks for Marco to help free up his time. So again, careers@grandcaliber.com or visit our LinkedIn page.
This is kind of a watch that never really happened. It did, but it didn't, because this is the Speedmaster Tokyo edition of the Olympics, which, as you guys know, was postponed due to COVID. This is when COVID completely ramped up and really ruined a lot of things in the world that were supposed to go on. It was anticipated that the Tokyo Olympics were going to happen in 2020, correct?
Correct.
So, and then this watch was born. This is probably one of the prettiest Speedmasters you can get. It has almost like an anthracite dial. I'm gonna take a closer look at the dial just because it's really cool looking. You know, one thing that we all notated about this watch is it's heavy. And I thought it might have been white gold or something, but it's got some heft to it, but it's steel, but it's really cool dial.
And it's different because it's got that red ring around it, so that one they call the rising sun, just like Japan's flag.
I think people think I'm like getting really heavily into Speedmasters.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of them pop through, but this one's really unique.
This one is pretty crazy.
It is really crazy. So as you can see, it's stamped 2020. They didn't recall these, did they?
No, they didn't.
They didn't even do a recall on these to like switch the case backs or something. I could imagine that, you know, if you made a mistake, well, not really a mistake, but I guess you anticipated something happening on a certain date and it doesn't happen. Now you have to recall the case back and, you know, potentially correct the issue, but, you know, which creates a, you know, which is kind of like, in a sense, Rolex recalling bezels back when they were radioactive. So it's like when they, now you have the radioactive case back that's 2020 and not 2021. But yeah, I guess they just didn't even do that.
Yeah, so they have I think the 5 different rings, different colors, just to match the
Dude, this is probably the best
Olympic
one.
flag. Yeah, this is the best one.
Because you said they make it in blue, green, yellow, black. Well, yeah, but they all have the same dial.
No, not the same dial. Yeah.
Oh, so this is the flagship model. Okay.
It's never got enough love.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
I don't know how this hasn't got much love. This is a sick watch.
From me wearing it out and about, but
Oh,
I never gave it the love it deserves.
Yeah, but it's a cool watch. This would definitely have some good vibes on a nice strap of some sort. Put it on a red strap or something. That'd be sick.
The box is actually pretty cool too.
Yeah, let's get
unique.
official timekeeper. So you know that's pretty serious. One of the official timekeeper of the Olympics, and you released a watch that never got done that year. So
And the top's got a real cool design when you close it too.
yeah,
Yeah, this is sick.
yeah, it's really cool. Tokyo 2020.
So that watch itself, it's called the Rising Sun, and there's only 2,020 made for 2020. And the dial is sandblasted aluminum.
Oh, sandblasted aluminum. Okay, so it's not fun. Because it's got some heft to it.
It does, it's really heavy. There's only 2,020 worldwide, period.
It's a lot. It's a lot of units. You know, it's not, I would say 50 to 100 to 250 units is a good number for an exclusive piece. 2,000 plus.
That's true.
That's a lot. If you guys are watching this and this is still on our website, feel free to check it out. We're consigning it for $7,000. And definitely give you a special watch. I mean, they made 2,020 complete of the whole line, right? So that means this piece is pretty limited then.
Yeah.
So, because they didn't make 2,000 of this exact configuration.
Of all 5.
All 5.
There's
Is
of
it
them.
equally divided, do you know?
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, there's 404 of these out there. Okay, so we'll get that done. And by the way, he just bought a very special watch for himself and his wife. Was that right?
Yep.
So he bought a very special watch. I'm going to show you guys what this is. I know a few of you might recognize this piece from the Under the Loop series, which got launched last week. So that is the 1802 Rolex Tiffany & Co. day date, and this is, I have to say, probably one of the most beautiful day dates I've ever seen in person. I mean, something about a smooth bezel and that dial combination just really make this a different watch. You know, I see a lot of 1803s, I see a lot of 1803.8s, and I've seen them every which way. I've seen them Tiffany stamped. However, having, you know, that typical champagne Tiffany stamp dial, it's okay. It's obviously special because you still have that Tiffany & Co. stamping, but that ivory color dial with that smooth bezel and that tall hat crystal just really put this watch in a different category. So
I forgot about the crystal. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's
Can we
super
show that
tall.
again?
Yeah, it's like really tall.
Yeah, it's so sick.
And it's so cool, and it just really ages the watch, and it brings it to a different level. I mean, this is a watch you can appreciate on the bracelet, and definitely a watch you could really, really thoroughly put it on any kind of strap combination. Him and I were talking straps, and I think we came up with beige is probably going to look the best on this. There's some orange straps that I've seen too that look really cool with gold watches, but I think he's gonna go beige on this, and it's gonna look killer. So I mean, congrats on this pickup.
Appreciate it. Third watch with you guys in like under 3 months. So
well, I'm glad you finally you ponied up and bought something really special. That means a lot. So that's a really, really, really awesome watch. Definitely a watch I would never be afraid to buy again. So cool.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
thanks
you,
again, Alex.
No, appreciate
It's
you.
always a pleasure working with you.
Chris, you called me late on a Thursday evening one time, telling me that you trust me enough to pick you up a new Rolex. Can you explain to me like what your thought process behind that was?
I think it's funny that you remember what day it was that I called you.
Of course I do.
For one. But yeah, man, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, Jai and everybody else in the sales room have all the access to the dealer groups, right? And I only have a couple.
Yep.
So I think you're even in like Moda and stuff like that. So you can see a lot more watches than what I can.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking, how cool would it be for me to trust you with a watch? Because you and I have very similar taste in watches.
Yeah.
Like everything that you like, I like, except for white dial Datejust. I don't know why you like those. They're ugly
Dude, they're
as
the
hell.
best dial.
But I was like, man, how about I just give Jai a limit on a watch and then have him pick it out for me? That way it's kind of like a surprise. I've pretty much had everything at this point anyways. And I'm like, he can find me the best deal. He knows me. So let's do it and have some fun with it.
Yeah, so I asked him some super critical questions. First of all, your budget, which you gave me $13,000 to $13,500. So I was like, that's doable. You can get some brand new watches and some, lightly pre-owned watches. And then you wanted it between like a 39 millimeter to a 41 millimeter. Obviously, box papers, you wanted a complete set, which is funny because you're particular on the box. I found you a lot of good options, but they didn't come with the box. So those are no-goes.
Dude, it's so weird how all these dealers, they'll sell
Watch
a complete,
card?
with no box.
So
I
a
guess
lot of
they're
people don't
selling
know. In the
inside.
wholesale chats, we get consistently just watch card only. So getting a complete set always adds like $400 or so. So that's why sometimes we have to charge that because it's just what we're buying and we don't have boxes here sometimes. But yeah, and then you wanted like a sports model preferably, and then basically stainless steel, right? You didn't want anything two-tone or any precious metal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was open to it, but yeah, I preferred just stainless steel.
All right, because I didn't even look for a two-tone anything.
Good thing I
So hoping you
didn't
didn't
want
want it that much. But I think I dialed in the perfect watch for you, man. And I got it at right on the budget, just technically a little north of it. But I think we got you the right spot because you wanted to be at 13 and you said I had a max runway at 13.5. So I kind of met in the middle there.
Yeah, I'm
So.
stoked to see it, man.
All right, do you have any guesses what it might be?
Knowing you, and from the conversations I had, there's two watches that I think that you would probably get me. Number one, a sub. I like the no date. I do like the dates for the functionality of it, but I know you're real big on date. So
Dates up all the way.
I'm kind of thinking you wouldn't have went sub because I kept saying no date. You kept saying date.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is probably a motif dial, Datejust. I could see you getting me something like that.
The green motif.
Yeah.
With our budget, we can only go smooth bezel. So I was really debating that. But you would have saved a little bit of money. I would have got you something below budget for sure. But all right, let me bring it out. I got it right here. Got the box, everything. So you take a look at what I got you.
All right, let's
with
check
your
it out.
money.
Dude, this is not what I thought that you would get me at all.
Dude, I know I wanted to disappoint you. You hate it?
Yeah. No, I actually love it. I've been eyeballing this specific watch, and I'm not saying what it is yet, just to build up the suspense.
Got it from for $13,200, which was a steal of a deal, and it's stainless steel.
No pun intended. The steal of a deal.
None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on gold.
All right, so it looks like you got me the blue Yachtmaster.
Yep.
I've mentioned to you a couple times I really like this watch. I didn't know if I want to go rhodium or blue. I actually love the blue. It kind of reminds me of like Superman theme with the red and the blue.
Yeah.
And then I can rock this thing for 4th of July. But I'm actually super stoked that this is the one that you got
Do
me.
you think that's a good daily?
I do. And the interesting thing about it is this isn't a very subtle watch at all.
No, it pops.
So it's got those...
that platinum bezel.
Yeah, platinum bezel and then the polished center links. And it just kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
And I like it because it's complete opposite of my Speedmaster, which does go under the radar.
And it's the perfect fit because I wanted to get him a date sub so badly. But instead, I got you the most, the Yachtmaster, the upgraded version of a date sub, essentially. So you still get that date window and that Submariner function. So I think that was just the best of both worlds right there.
And it looks like this is a slider, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, lightly pre-owned. Never been touched up or anything. So, I mean, it has like 2 hairlines on it.
Still got the sticker on the case back and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think you did fantastic.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to find this myself. That's one of the reasons why I wanted
That
you
one,
to do
I
it.
mean, that was off the wholesale chat. I didn't get that from a dealer. Well, I did get it from a dealer, but it wasn't public. So that was a private buy.
Gotcha. So this is one of those ones you had to know somebody.
You had to know somebody who wanted to give us a good deal.
I can appreciate it.
We're not gonna be able to get that deal again. And yeah, I think that's just the best watch for sure for the money.
Cool. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for doing this for me.
Yeah, buy me lunch.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, just think about that, man.
$13,000 less rich, so I don't know if I can afford it.
$13,200 less rich.
Oh, damn.
Plus a $25 lunch.
All right.
It adds up quick, man.
$13,225.
Yeah,
Got
poor, but you got a sick watch, so
Cool.
life's good.
Yeah, I'm stoked, man. Thanks.
Perfect, bro.
All right, Chris. So do you actually like the watch I got for you?
Hell no.
Hell no. Vic, you like it?
My favorite color is blue, so I'm biased to blue, but even that aside, it's a good piece. A lot of watch. Very under the radar, but I mean, it's platinum.
He said under the radar. See, I look at it complete opposite. I think this watch is super flashy. Like with that platinum bezel, it definitely like glistens kind of interestingly. So this isn't, I wouldn't consider under the radar, but to answer your question, yes, I absolutely love it. I think it's a cool watch. I'm a diehard Indianapolis Colts fan. And I'm also from Kentucky, so Kentucky blue, Indianapolis Colts blue. But yeah, man, I think it's sick. And I love the 40 millimeter. The only thing that I didn't really like about the new subs is being 41 millimeter. It's a little bit big, like that 40 millimeter is like sweet spot. So I'm a big fan. I'm surprised to say, or hear you say that you like it.
And when I say under the radar, I mean, we are around these watches every day, right?
Yeah.
If you were like your wife before you got into watches, or just ask the average person, most people don't have a clue that that's a Rolex, you know?
Yeah, but I got a question for you, dude. How are you liking your watch? Because you went vintage, and I didn't think you would stick with it.
Man, I love it. I love it, man. Every time I look at it, it has just a lot of character to it. It's very simple. I've always liked the simplicity of a no date, but the modern no date just doesn't do it for me. It wasn't unique enough. It was just too plain. But when you look at that, you catch the patina, and then sometimes you look at it at an angle, and then you'll catch the fishbowl effect with the crystal.
That's a birth year, right?
Uh-huh. Yep. Nah, not this one.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
I was thinking you had a birth year watch for some reason.
Nah, this is a 1969, but man, I love it. I've never been a strap guy either. Like, man, I don't even think I ever owned a strap. But this was head only, so rather than paying for a bracelet, I was like, let me give it a shot. And there it goes. You dress it up, dress it down.
Hey, what you need to do is you need to ask Lewis what's he got his eye
Yeah,
on.
Lewis, what you got?
I know he's been eyeballing some watches.
What you got on today?
Look, all I gotta say is that him and him will not have the same watches on next week.
It's probably true.
Look. Last time I talked to Victor about a freaking watch, he was like, "This is it, man. It has my birth year, the day that my wife and I got married, blah blah blah."
No, this is how Victor is, man. Every time he gets a watch, he's like, I'm never selling this. And he'll come up with all these reasons why, and he'll work math in his head to like make the date make sense.
You know what? It's funny.
But you, like, no, wait, you ask him like 2 weeks later, and you're like, hey Vic, you still liking that watch? And whenever he's like, yeah, that's whenever you know he's getting ready to get a new one.
Yeah. And it's funny, I found myself trying to justify why I want to keep something.
What are you talking? Oh God.
Right?
But it's like I'm kind of getting away from that. Like I'm gonna stop saying I'm gonna keep something because chances are.
What are you selling it?
Not yet. Yet.
Hey, Chris is the same exact way. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is it. I'm staying with this one," and then a week later, he's like,
That's what I told him. I was like,
So,
bro,
I
he's
mean-
probably gonna have it for like a week.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
What do you want me to do, man?
There's no
I didn't think anybody could have me beat when it comes to being in and out of watches, but you take the cake, man.
Who had you beat?
This guy right here.
Oh yeah, dude, you were coming in like your sucks, bro. I'm like, all right, you're making an extra salary on this.
I'll tell you what, I've lost money since I've
Yeah,
been here.
so you
on my
can write it
watches
off.
for
It's
sure.
smart. It's
Yeah.
smart, right?
Oh,
Just getting
And
your write-offs
hey,
in.
that's a good point you guys
your
bring up.
write-offs
It's not about the money, man. It's
Marco's being a hater, bro.
It's just truly buying something that you like. We walk in here, we have so many pieces that come in, and you know, you see something that catches your eye, you fall in love with it. So why not date it for a little while? You know.
Hey, and Jimmy will back me up on this. Anytime that I buy a watch, I buy it for $500 more than our cost. Anytime I sell a watch, I always pay the company $500 for doing it too. So every time it's $1,000.
Speaking of, this here, $1,500 over cost because I really wanted it. But I'm with our company making money as well. So
Yeah, for sure.
Marco and I start working out together today, so that deal's still on. We'll see.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. I don't think he'll come through with it, but we'll see. I'm gonna force him.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Hey, we arm wrestled the other day, man, and I felt like I was arm wrestling the wind.
Marco, not me. I'd kick him. I'd kick him in the dust,
We'll
bro.
see it right now.
Nah.
Oh,
I gotta
yeah,
take off
see,
my
see,
suit.
see.
No, I 100% I got money on me. Actually, Jai and I were working out this morning. We were talking about it. I think you were the only one I couldn't take in this office on arm wrestling.
it's funny because like arm wrestling, I am so against. Like I've watched too many videos growing up,
Break your
like
hand.
arms snapping and just
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
out. I'm out. If you're stronger, you're stronger. I'm not gonna fight you on that.
Jared, what's going on this morning?
What's up, dude?
What's
Bought
up?
a new car.
You bought a new car?
Bought a new car.
What'd you get?
Tesla.
Let's go.
You wanna see it?
Yeah, let's go see it.
Model 3, the basic one.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, it's a money.
It's yeah, you got it right. With the black top.
You cheated, bro. You already seen it.
Has upgraded wheels though. EV life I'm about to venture into.
EV life, bro.
EV life.
We going for a ride, dude?
Yeah, you wanna go on a ride?
Let's go.
Alright.
Dang, dude.
Yep, it's a Tesla.
It's definitely Tesla.
You can tell because it has that T.
Yeah?
So
Is that how you know?
Yeah, so the first indication is that it has a T, and then I'll show you the next one. The next one that most people look for is that T also.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, for sure. Dang.
I ripped it off.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, bro. And
I
then
like it. For
Pull up our
dog.
website,
Yeah.
the Tesla.
Just buy a watch real quick, dude.
Yeah. Let's go. Dude, you
No
can just buy
way,
watches
dude.
when you're parked. Dude, that's sick.
Dude, just go on the
Oh,
website.
look, get this sub. It looks like a nice Submariner.
Isn't that your sub?
Yeah. Dude, this would be a sick watch for somebody to have. So when you're not shopping for Rolex Submariners on Grand Caliber, you're whipping this motherfucker.
Bro, you're just gonna shop and drive?
Shop and drive.
Oh, that's safe. That's actually crazy.
It's not bad, right?
No,
I think there's a faster mode.
There's
too.
gotta be.
Dude, it's so sick. Worth all the money. Bro. It's so dumb.
Chris, what are you doing back there, bro?
Getting dumber is what I'm doing back here.
What's fucking Dude. So you can just put in whatever one you want.
What? I like my farts to be central. Can you put it? So stupid.
It's the dumbest shit.
This is like a fucking symphony. Alright,
Here's the deal. I
Turn
got,
that shit
I
off.
got work to do, so if you could drive me back to the office, that'd be great.
I'll either know in a month if I regret it or if I love it.
Alright,
I think I'm gonna love it.
I think so too.
Yeah, dude, it's super fun. Yeah. Alright, let's go. EVs for life, baby.
I go on forever.
Good. So Harry just copped a MoonSwatch from us. So Harry actually came here. We're trying to work out a deal with Rolex pretty soon. He's going back to California, right, for a little, and then once he's back, we'll work something out. But in the meantime, he wanted a MoonSwatch, so we got him a MoonSwatch.
Yeah, man, they're crazy. Awesome. Haven't had one in person.
I know, they're so freaking cool.
Honestly, pretty sick.
Right?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Colors too.
For the price, can't really beat it. Are they hard to come by right now?
They are hard to come by because they're only at Swatch boutiques. And there's not many Swatch boutiques in America. Dallas has one, but they don't tell you when they're gonna get them. It's just kind of like you go in there and they have them type thing. So it's kind of hard to get a hold of, and they don't get too many per day. I think they only get 2 or 3 a day. So with the amount of people asking for them, if you only get 2 or 3 per day, obviously it's gonna drive the prices up for them. But they're legit. I like them a lot. I think it's a great watch. You know, just something daily and something that you can beat up and not really care about. I think that makes sense. So, and it's really cool. It's collectible, all that good stuff. So that's really cool that you actually requested one of these, because we were kind of going back and forth on not selling it, not selling these. But I've always said that we should, you know, because there's a big market for it. Even if it's just for like gifts for a person, or some people start their kids' collection off with a MoonSwatch. I think it's a great idea just to start somebody off, you know? There you go, brother.
Thank you, Louise.
Absolutely.
Of course. Thank you for all the help. And as soon as I come back, we'll be back in touch.
Yeah, we'll do it, brother.
For another
Heck
one.
yeah, man.
Let's go. What you got?
I just figured, why not call you to check it out?
Wow, beautiful 5512. Okay.
No, Alex looked at it, and obviously he was like, "There's some discoloration on there's some unevenness in the loom."
Loom's unevenness.
Yeah, like some of it looks darker and lighter. So he's just like, "I'm not sure if it was tampered with or."
I don't see any tampering.
I just want to get your opinion on it.
A very beautiful dial. Looks completely fine. I don't see any issue with it. It's a meters first, which is even wilder. It looks like it was repaired, so I see. So what happens with these dials over time, or not the dial, what happens with the hands especially, it's a common issue, is where they'll start cracking. And what a lot of watchmakers will do is they'll like go from underneath the hand and put they'll like support it from the bottom basically.
Yeah.
And they're not actually relooming it, they're just basically supporting the loom with like, I don't know what they're using exactly.
Drywall mud?
Yeah, it's just drywall basically. Yeah. You just gotta drywall.
They just put some drywall mud up there, a little mesh.
You have a bracelet tool. So it is correct. It is the correct meters first. But what I'm confused is it doesn't react like a 67 though. So it may have been reloomed because it should react like a 5513.
How much does a reloom normally, in your opinion, affect value?
A lot. You go from like a 25K watch to like a 15K watch. Let me call, I'm gonna get an opinion because my friend, look, I learn shit every day too, because like this doesn't react the same way as a typical, it reacts like tritium. Would you believe it? This is interesting. Like I said, the reaction is throwing me off because it should be like a bright green reaction for how early the watch is. It's 1.6, so it's almost like that's a transitional phase from gloss dials to matte. So the very first run of the matte dials, which are meters first, should glow green. But you have a 67 case back, which is good. Which supports the dial, but it doesn't support, the serial number doesn't support the dial. So it's like a weird mix. So it's like, again, we can chalk it up to a transition because at the end of the day, Rolex wasn't as punctual about stuff as they are now. Like they're extremely extremely black and white. There's no gray. Like back then in the 60s and 70s and 80s, you would have a little bit of a gray area with certain watches. You could have a little transition, you could have a little bit of a mix of dial variations. And this could be what we're looking at, but we're gonna dive a little deeper. Case looks crispy, suspiciously crispy, like it was maybe possibly recut. So there's a layer, and what I look for are the holes. If you look deep inside of the hole, there's a layer of metal that looks newer than the rest.
Yeah.
Have you looked into that?
I haven't, no.
So check it out. Look with the light, you'll see it's almost like a polished layer.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were like looking at like geography, where like you would see like a transition of rock where it's like, Man, if you like cake, bro, that's
I hate cake, but actually I shouldn't have said that, bro, because you're such a savage.
You kind of laid that one off, bro. I just went. I work a lot with like 5513s and Daytonas and stuff like that. I don't see a lot of 5512s. They're very rare. I think for like every 10 5513s, they probably make 1 or 2 5512s. Like, so they make. That's why they're so expensive. Like, they're not. You know, like an average 5513 you can pick up between 12 to 15, as high as in the 20s, depending on gilt dials. But let's just say, for the sake of conversation, let's talk matte dials. For matte dials, they're far more rare. They're far more rare. So I don't see too many of them. So I'm just curious if they did something different back then versus 5513. But in theory, if Rolex is doing the plots the same way as the 5513, it should react the same. So
I tried this on all the way out. I have a huge wrist, and it was way too loose. So whoever added a link must have just been massive.
You know what's never gonna happen in this dome? A Super Bowl win for the Cowboys.
Jeez, bro.
Dang, Marco, going in today.
Hey, man, I'm not a Cowboys fan. All right, everybody, thanks again for watching our Day in the Life series. I hope you guys are really enjoying it. We put a lot of hard work into it. So if you guys have any comments, drop them below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.